Hello everyone and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I will be your IELTS teacher today. First, I just want to do an audio and video check to make sure you can hear me okay and see the board behind me. Today's topic, Manisha, will be task 2. I will give an example and then an explanation on how to do that. Manisha, your color changed because you've been sponsoring us for, I think, roughly maybe a month or so. And because of that, you get an upgraded logo. Not only do you get an upgraded logo, but if you send me a task 1 writing essay, you'll have that edited with comments and feedback. So again, for those of you watching, there's always some great perks for the sponsors. If you keep sponsoring us, we keep giving. So Manisha, send me a task 1 essay. I'll make the corrections for you, send you back the edited version with some tips on how you can improve your writing, okay? All right, hi everyone. Hi Lali, hi Vidya. Let's get going with the lesson. This one is a task 2. It's coming out of our test number 4. Of course, as usual, our materials are coming from our websites at academicenglishhelp.com or aehelp.com. And for general IELTS, please visit us at gieltshelp.com. All right. So, one of the big news for us as of late, we've re-released our app on Google Play. So if you would like to get some free listening practice, some free reading practice that's interactive, that's on your phone, you can play with it. It's great help to improve your IELTS score. Go to your Google Play Store, look for our logo, search for Academic IELTS Help, download, install our app. Lots of useful tools in the app for you. So use it and increase your English, increase your band score. All right, girls and guys, definitely join our full course to pass IELTS. Lots of writing, editing, speaking help there for you. Today, again, we're doing writing task 2. This is our schedule here. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, we will not be having any classes. It's my daughter's 2nd birthday, so we'll be taking some time off to celebrate that. On the 18th, Monday, I'll be back to do some listening practice for you, okay? So take note of the schedule and expect these classes. All right, so let's get right into the lesson. Writing task 2. Thank you, Vidya, for that. Okay, girls and guys, so writing task 2. This is the question. You should spend no more than 40 minutes on this task. Write about the following topics. Some people believe that carrying cash should not be necessary and all payments ought to be digital. Others argue that having paper money still has benefits. What do you believe and why? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. You should write at least 250 words. There you are. Okay? Thank you for those birthday wishes, girls and guys. I do appreciate that. All right, so there you go. There you see my baby girl, because the video, for some reason, decided to take a little bit of a break. And I'll have that back in 2 seconds, but at least you get to see who is having their 2nd birthday. Of course, she's much, much younger there. All right, so should have the screen back here in a second for you. Sometimes all of this complex camera equipment decides to take a breather. And there's not much I can do about that. All right, so let's get that back for you. There you go. All right. So, girls and guys, task 2, it's worth 2/3 of your writing score, okay? Make sure you leave 40 minutes. Don't waste or don't use more than 20 minutes on your task 1. Don't waste your minutes, all right? Task 2 is what kind of essay? This is a review for some students. So what kind of an essay is task 2? It's always this kind of an essay. The reason why is because a lot of writing in university and in life tends to be this type of writing. So this is a review for some students, and of course, it might be new for some other students. So task 2 is always a... Yeah, that's right, Jeffrey. It's a persuasive essay, which means it's argumentative. Your goal is to convince somebody. And what voice do you use in IELTS task 2? Anybody? First person voice. That's right, Manisha. Which means that you use I, me, my. Students sometimes ask me, should I use we and us in task 2? And I recommend avoiding using we and us. Often students use it incorrectly. So it's better just to avoid using we and us and our, okay? Stick to I, me, and then other nouns like people, individuals, and so on. All right, so here, again, the question is, some people believe that carrying cash should not be necessary and all payments ought to be digital. Others argue that having paper money still has benefits. So you basically have two categories here. What's the topic of this question? What's the topic of this question? Yeah, they is okay, Pooja. So before we begin writing, it's a really good idea to make sure you understand the question. You want to paraphrase the question. We'll do that in a minute. Let's identify the topic. What is the topic of this question? This is not discuss both views. It means what do you believe and why. It's a different question. Be careful. Okay? The topic is not cash is necessary. What's the topic? If you can't identify the topic, you could be in trouble. Okay? Yeah, that's right, Pachu. Money. Okay? So the simple topic here is money. Okay? So keep that in mind. Topic is money. Okay, or another way that you can think about it is payment method. All right, and what's the controlling idea? It's important that you can separate these two clearly. So what's the controlling idea of this question in your own words? If you can state the controlling idea clearly and the topic clearly, you should be okay. That's right, Baljit. You did submit this essay, so this will be a great opportunity for you to see how myself and other students would devise this. Yeah, Pachu, that's right. Digital versus paper money. So which is better? All right, so let's go through some of the critical steps here, asking what, why, how. So what is money? Here's an interesting question. What is money? Anybody? What is money? This is something we use it every day, but people often don't ask this question. What is money? Can somebody answer this question for me clearly? When we say, hey, that's money, what do we actually mean by that? Time is money. Yeah, could be. Absolutely. Time could be money. Gold could be money. It's an asset. It's an exchange for goods. Money is what money does. Money is a medium of exchange. Very good alone guy. That is a nice way to phrase it. Is a commonly agreed on medium for exchange of goods and services. Sure. Why do we have money? So I kind of gave you the answer in the definition of money. So money is anything with a symbolic value that many people agree has that value, so it can be exchanged for goods and services. Why do we use money? So why do we have money? Why don't we still today trade our chickens for cows or our cows for houses and so on? So why don't we do that anymore? What's the goal of using money? There's a very clear answer to this. Why aren't we still bartering with each other day to day? Of course, we do it sometimes, but much more commonly, we use money now. In the past, people used to just trade. They used to say, hey, I'll give you 3 chickens for your goat. Deal? Let's say deal. It's convenient for sure, but Cass Curious has probably the best answer of why money came into being. It's to avoid argument and discrepancy. So to give equal fairness in the exchange process. Sure. So the hamburger costs $5 for you. It costs $5 for everybody. Just because Pete is my buddy, I'm not going to charge him only $3 because then I'm taking away from my business. So the reason why money came into being, now of course we could argue this all day that this isn't the way it's working anymore, but the bottom line idea behind money is to give equal fairness in the exchange process, okay? Yeah, it's to bring about equality. And how do we do it? So how do we create money? So how is money made? And this is quite important for this question. Okay? So how is money made? Can I just make my own money? So can I take a piece of paper, write, hey, it's $1 million, and that's my money. So how is money made? It's made through jobs and it's made through services and products, sure. That's what it's used for, but it's made by a printing press, as Baljit is explaining. So money is represented by an object or a number such as a bill or a number in a bank account. This is just a little additional note, it is often difficult to forge, right? So forge means to make fake money. And of course, governments and banks and so on, institutions, try to create money in a way that's difficult to replicate so it can't be forged, right? Okay, good. So I'm going into a little bit of detail here, but I really want you to be thinking as we get to the controlling idea. So the controlling idea is which is better, paper money or digital money, right? Money is then used as a tool for paying for services like work and for products, but that's not really how money is created, right? Money is created by a mint, a printing press. So here, when you decide which one to argue for, you really need to think about the advantages and disadvantages. So what are the advantages of paper money? What are the advantages of having cash in your pocket? Anybody? What do you think? Lytton, we'll get to that. We'll get to the decision of which one's better, digital or paper. But before we go so far, let's figure out what are the advantages and disadvantages of each. So advantages of paper money as a bargaining tool. I agree. It's easier to bargain with paper money than digital cash. Okay. What else? Okay, so it's safe from hackers, sure. All right, that's true, sure. It's easy to use. It's definitely with you, right? So it's not going to suddenly say you can't use it at this machine because your chip doesn't work. So it doesn't depend on electricity, right? So it's a physical object that you carry, which has advantages, right? Okay, what are the disadvantages? Okay, what are the disadvantages of paper money? Let's give one that I'm sure everybody's thinking about it. Easy to lose, right? What else? Easy to lose or have stolen, yeah, sure. Any other disadvantages of paper money? Okay, difficult to keep large amounts of cash on you. That's a very good one, Naitik. Absolutely. Hard to keep, or unsafe as well, to keep lots of cash on a person. Sure. So if you're going to buy a car or a house, probably none of you these days are going into the bank and saying, I'm buying a house, here's a briefcase with $1 million. Okay, it's not as convenient in this way. Okay, sure. So let's do the same for digital money. So what are the advantages of digital currency? Okay, and notice I'm giving you some synonyms here for money. So what are the advantages of digital currency? Easy to carry lots of it. Yep, you can have a high amount usable at any time, for sure. It's safe against threat, sure, against theft or loss. What else? There's something that's actually very, very convenient about digital currency these days. And Baljit, I actually think you wrote this in your essay. So yeah, it doesn't require paper, although Baljit, you'll find that a lot of currency is actually printed on plastic these days, like the Australian and Canadian dollar. Yeah, there you go, Raya. That's what I'm looking for. You can shop online. You can't shop online with paper currency. And what's the advantage of shopping online? What is one of the advantages of being able to shop online? There's a record of transaction, it's time saving, it's less time and effort, it's refundable, although stores are too sometimes. You get home delivery, sure, and often you find cheaper, so you find products cheaper. Okay, now make sure you don't go off topic here, right? It's not about shopping online. It's not about the advantages and disadvantages of paper versus digital money. It's about which one do you think is better. So what is your opinion? So let's look back at the original task 2 question. Make sure that you don't carry yourself off topic. So it says some people believe that carrying cash should be necessary and all payments ought to be digital. Others argue that having paper money still has its benefits. What do you believe and why? Now, last time I taught this lesson a few weeks back, I think maybe as far back as 10 weeks ago, we talked about that paper money still has value. And it still has a place in society. So this time, I'd like to take the opposite argument, because in this question, you could go either way. So in this one, I'd like to take the opposite argument and explain that paper money is obsolete. So paper money has no place in the world anymore, okay? So let's do that. Utsav, good to see you in class. You just read my mind. That's exactly what I'm going to do, is focus on the fact that you could say, hey, we don't need paper money anymore. We can just do with digital, all right? And of course, we need to explain our idea of why we could just do away with paper money and switch the world to digital currency. So my belief is paper money is useless. The world should be just digital cash. All right. So of course, let's break into the introduction. I'm skipping the paraphrasing the question this time, just so we can get right into it, cover the full essay. And the introduction should start with a hook. Okay. What is a nice hook? Give me a nice hook. Girls and guys, those of you who are watching, a hook is a simple sentence that's global, that everybody can easily understand. It should include the topic somehow, and it should catch the reader and give you focus in your writing. Some teachers for IELTS will say it's not important for IELTS. I disagree. I think it's a great idea to have a good hook. It should never be a question for the IELTS. It shouldn't be a quote, okay? That's not your words, that's somebody else's. It should just simply be a global statement that's interesting, catches the reader, and gets you focused on your essay. Okay, Baljit says in most checkouts, people have various payment options, digital wallet, credit, and debit card. It's okay, Baljit. I think we could go a little bit more simple than that. Harpreet says, these days there's an ongoing debate of whether people should use digital money, whereas it is sometimes claimed that paper currency is better. That is the argument, Harpreet, that would not make a good hook, and it's much too long and complicated for a hook. So, Naitik says, in the digital era, it is inevitable to stick to one mode of transaction. I think it's still going too deep. I would stay a little bit more on the surface with something more global. With the technology today, people start to question the existence of paper money. Yeah, that could be an okay one, Jeffrey. Yeah. I would go with something even more simple. I'll show you mine in a second, but that was okay, Jeffrey. Amar Wadi says, there is no doubt that we live in a digital world and digital money plays a vital role in our life. It's not bad, Amar. It's, again, going a little bit too far towards the argument itself. Bogatti says, millions of people use money either in digital or paper form. That's okay, too. This is what I would write. Money has been an integral part of society for millennia. Either as gold, cash, or digital currency. That wouldn't make sense because it's millennia, right? So for millennia, and has changed from gold to cash to digital currency. Now, this is maybe a little bit more complex than I would recommend for an average student to use for the IELTS. But if you are going for a high mark, like an 8 or a 9, then you're pushing this kind of a hook, okay? So money has been an integral part. Integral means important and connected, a fundamental aspect, part of society for millennia, and has changed from gold to cash to digital currency, okay? Yeah, Anita, you could keep it that simple. Money is very important to function and live in the world or in society. That would be a good hook too, just keeping it that simple. You're right, Baljit, it is kind of going into the background, but not quite. In the background, I would do a little bit more with this, and that's coming up next, right? So let's see what we can do for that. So in the background has two parts: importance of the question and definition of ideas, of key ideas. Here, I would define what money is, and we did that in the planning, right? Millennia is 1,000 years, Utsab, that's right. So here, my first step would be defining what money is and the importance of money and the importance of this question. So money is very beneficial for all. That's a good start. Pachu, why? And if we want to answer that question, we already have the answer in our planning stage, in the what, why, how. Here we have the answer: to give equal opportunity or fairness in the exchange process of services and goods, right? So that's what we can use for the background, all right? Money serves as an important tool in society to give equality in the exchange process of goods and services. Okay, so that would be the background. Jeffrey says money is fundamental for humanity since people or individuals need it to buy goods and services at equal opportunity, something like that. I would put that in there, Jeffrey, to make it a little bit better, that the fundamental reason for having this tool called money is to give equality or fairness in the exchange process, okay? And then we can get into the importance question. So society has always emphasized the development of new payment methods or new monetary mediums to improve the safety and usability of currency. Okay, now again, I'm pushing you for those high band scores. So I'm realized that I'm using some fairly complex vocabulary and grammar for this, but that's my goal here. Is it's the last class of this week, and I really want to push you to reach for the stars, okay? All right, so again, avoid the word we. That's right. Society has always emphasized the development of new monetary mediums, so new types of money. Of course, a long time ago, we used gold. Why don't we use gold anymore? Just a fun kind of question, throwing it out there. So always developing new types of money to improve the safety and usability of currency. Today, some people believe that paper money has become obsolete or should become obsolete. And it ought to be replaced by digital currency worldwide. Okay? So, following with this sentence that society is always working on new forms of money, today some people believe that paper money should become obsolete and it ought to be replaced by digital currency. Okay? All right. Monetary means having to do with money or financial, Dreamgirl 117. Okay, and then we cut right into our thesis. Now, what should be my thesis here? The thesis here, obsolete means it no longer has use for people, okay? Obsolete means it no longer has use. Girls and guys, when you're seeing these new words that I'm using like obsolete, for example, or monetary, make sure you're taking notes at home. You should have a paper and a pencil for these classes. Write it down and then do those vocabulary exercises that I've explained in previous videos. If you missed those videos, check them out on the YouTube channel. Subscribe and take a look. All right, so here I'm waiting for the thesis. Remember, a good thesis will make your essay. A bad thesis will break your essay. That's the bottom line. If you don't know how to write a good thesis, please, 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 ladies and gentlemen, take time to learn how to write a good thesis and the rules of writing a good thesis. For the IELTS, please use a direct thesis. Please do not write something like, in this essay, I will discuss why digital money is better. That's not a good thesis, okay? If you tell me you will discuss why digital money is better, you get 0 points for your thesis because it has no value, because I know that's what you're going to discuss when I read the rest of your essay, okay? Don't somewhat disagree here, Amar. So our focus here is that we think digital money should replace paper money. Okay, that's what we're focusing on. Anita Kaur, definitely look up thesis statement. Do a little bit of searching online, all right? The thesis statement is basically your argument statement that clearly outlines the direction of your essay. Okay, that's what a thesis statement is. Harpreet says, nowadays we're living in the 21st century in which money plays an indispensable role. That's not going to work as a thesis. So Manisha, that's a good start, and name the benefits. You want to give me 2 points for your body paragraphs. So I personally believe that a cashless society is prevailing nowadays because of its numerous benefits. And give me 2 of them that become your body paragraph. Okay? You don't need to say any more about paper money because we just said in the previous sentence that it's becoming obsolete. So Raya says, I highly believe that digital currency is much better in everyday transactions for online shopping and easy carry. Very good, Raya. You could definitely write the rest of your essay with that thesis. I have a little bit of a different 2 points in mind, but that's a good one, Raya. You could write an essay with those 2 points, sure. Okay. Baljit says, I believe that hard currency is no longer required as the advantages of having cashless society are many, such as more secure and convenient. Baljit, beautiful. That is pretty much the exact same thesis that I was thinking. Okay. I too believe that paper money, or that, let's paraphrase a little bit more, that a purely digital cash society is the way of the future because virtual currency is more convenient and safe. All right? So that's good. I too believe that a purely digital cash society is the way of the future because virtual currency is more convenient and safe. All right? So here, this is obviously my body paragraph 1. And this is my body paragraph 2. Okay? Why did I choose, this wasn't by accident, why did I choose to put convenient first and safe second? So why did I choose to write convenient first as body paragraph 1 and then safe as body paragraph 2? And girls and guys, remember, you can improve your writing skills all the way to the stars and beyond. Of course, we have amazing authors in this world that write just beautifully. I am nowhere near the ability of many of these world-class authors, and you can continuously improve and improve and improve the way that you think and the way that you write. Here's an example of how far you can take that. Here I put convenient first and safe second. Why did I do that? Why did I decide that I'm going to talk about convenient first and safe second? Utsav, I would actually say for me it's the reverse. So your thinking is right, but for me it's the opposite. You're saying because convenience is at the top of the list. I think safety when it comes to money is more important for everyone. So I think that when you ask most people what's most important about your money, many people will say it's very important that my money's safe, that it doesn't get stolen, it doesn't get lost, it doesn't get taken away from me. So I want to emphasize the power of safety in digital currency, so I'm leaving it for body paragraph 2. And that's why I'm talking about convenient first. Okay? Convenient might come first in our mind, but safety is probably the most important. Hey, if it's not the same for you, no problem. You could do it the other way. Absolutely. You don't have to agree with me on that. Okay, so let's jump to body paragraph 1. So body 1 starts with the topic sentence. And the topic sentence is a paraphrase and clear definition of thesis point number 1, which in our case is convenient. Okay, and this is why it's important to write a direct thesis where we can see your 2 points. If you're writing a 5-body paragraph essay, you might want to have 3 points in there, okay? So here, we want to expand on this concept of convenient and give a clear picture of what that word means for the reader, okay? You shouldn't write about the advantages, disadvantages, Baljit, I think, in this one, because that's not what the question's asking you. It's asking you, what do you believe and why, okay? I probably wouldn't start doing advantages, disadvantages. The essay Cast Curious has to be at least 250 words. It's 250 words minimum, so you don't lose any marks for task completion, okay? Well, explain the concept of convenient. Okay, so what does it actually mean, convenient, especially when we're talking about money? So convenient means that we can pay anywhere, anytime, any amount, right? So digital money empowers the user to access any amount of their funds either in a physical shop or online, right? So you could go many directions with this. This is going to be my explanation here. So digital money empowers the user to access any amount of their funds, either in a physical shop or online, all right? So that's kind of my definition of convenient. It's accessible, it's usable, right? And then I want to go into an explanation. All right? So can we explain this idea? Vendors are people who sell items or services. Those are vendors. Zigteilish quar. Okay? Yeah, Manisha, you could. Just be careful not to narrow it down too much. Yeah, exactly, Pachu. So you can expand by how. How can I use my digital money, any amount, to shop in a store or online? So exactly, ask the how, okay? Manisha, I just responded to that. I think it's an okay topic sentence, but it's narrowing too much to just online, okay? You can use your digital money in stores through the digital checkouts as well, right? How is digital money used? Girls and guys, keep it simple. Keep your explanation simple. How do you use digital money? How does it work? You have money in a bank account, right, which is stored on a database. Then you have a special access code. You have a card with some numbers on it, and you can use the numbers from your card and your password to access your money, right? Exactly, Naitik. You can use your Visa or your credit card for sure to make those online purchases. As in the case of our business, you can use your Visa or MasterCard to buy our courses on our website through virtual terminals at aehelp.com and glshelp.com. All right, so the explanation, a person can use a plastic card or a password to access their bank accounts and make purchases for desired services or products, right? So that's how it works, right? A person can use a plastic card or password to access their bank account, sometimes both, and make purchases for their desired products. For instance, I bought an online IELTS course yesterday with my Visa card, and this would simply not be possible with paper money. Okay, so that is my example. All right? So remember, the question for IELTS is always asking you for examples and explanations, or explanations and examples. And you don't want to confuse that. This is an explanation. This is an example, okay? For instance, I bought an online IELTS course yesterday with my, not Vita card. Let's change that up. Visa card, and this would simply not be possible with paper money. So here I do a little extra step and make sure to reflect why I believe that cash is obsolete, okay? This is a key phrase in this example to boost your IELTS score even further. Amandeep, it's not Vita, it's Visa, okay? This is the real life example, okay? Notice the timestamp, yesterday or last week, okay? You want to use quantitative visible language. Visa card, you can see that little piece of plastic with the big word Visa written on it. So use visual language, use quantitative language, okay? All right. And then you can write a connecting, concluding sentence. And in this case, you could simply say something like, this is one of 2 reasons that I think digital money should completely replace printed or minted currency. Okay, so that could be your connecting sentence. Yeah, Bitcoin, Navaraj, is a type of digital currency. Absolutely. Bitcoin is digital currency as well. It's a cryptocurrency, and it's purely digital, right? It's a type of digital currency. Okay, and then I go into my body paragraph 2, which is to do with safety. Okay, so I blew through body paragraph 1 a little bit faster because I wanted to get to body paragraph 2, and I want you to do most of the work here. I'm just going to copy the best comments and correct as necessary. So again, to review body paragraph 1, it starts with a topic sentence. Digital money empowers the user to access any amounts of their funds either in a physical shop or online. A person can use a plastic card or a password to access their bank accounts and make purchase for desired services or products. For instance, I bought an online IELTS course yesterday with my Visa card, and this would simply not be possible with paper money. This is one of 2 reasons that I think digital money should completely replace minted currency. If I'm writing the IELTS and I'm pushing a 9, I'd probably put even more information in here. I might even explain that online, often there are better deals because there are more products available, more shops to choose from. But this is plenty. This is enough if you're writing in a clear way with good grammar, good vocabulary to get 8, 8.5, no problem. Okay? All right, so now I challenge you to write this second body paragraph. So give me the topic sentence for it is safer, okay? Give me the topic sentence for what do you mean digital money is safer? All right, let me know. Utsav says, safety is a major concern when it comes to money. And this is where digital currency outweighs paper money in terms of advantages. Sure, Utsav, you could start with something like that. It's a little bit redundant to the introduction. I might go one step further and explain what safer actually means here. Maria Cruz says, money cannot be accessed from your account without a PIN. That would be going into the explanation, Maria. So digital money allows safety since the user can carry the money and it has restricted access. That's, again, a little bit more in the explanation, Cass Curious. The security features of credit cards and online methods of monetary exchange give authorities the capability of tracing the use of cards. Vikram, that's again more in the explanation than in the topic sentence. What is the danger? Think about it this way. What is the danger of having paper money? Why is it safer? Yeah, it's more difficult to steal, absolutely. So Gurmeet, you're on track. That's what I was thinking. So it's more difficult to steal or lose, right? That's what I would write for the topic sentence. So digital currency is much less susceptible to loss or theft than paper money. Okay, now that would be a good definition of the idea safer. So when you think safer, safer is an abstract term. Safer can have a lot of different meanings for different people. So you need to ask yourself, what does safer mean when you're talking about money? Well, usually in the case of money, we worry about having it stolen or losing it. So in this case, digital currency is much less susceptible. Susceptible is a synonym for vulnerable, okay, to loss or theft than paper money. All right, that's what I would say. All right. Now, what's the explanation here? So explain this to me. Again, remember, in the IELTS, when you're in the writing section and when you're in the speaking section, you have to think about your audience as an alien. They're intelligent, they came from another planet, they're very smart, but they know nothing about your culture, they know nothing about your world and how it works. It's up to you to clearly, step by step, explain these concepts. This is what you need to master for your university studies in the West, okay? So give me an explanation for this, please, girls and guys. So what do you mean I can't lose it? What do you mean people can't steal it? And by the way, some of you gave me some explanations for this when I asked you for the topic sentence. So basically, if you rewrite that or if you copy paste it from your previous comment, then I'll probably take one or two of those. So Utsav says digital money doesn't exist physically. It becomes almost impossible to lose or stolen. It has restricted access. That's right, Cas Curious, because it requires a password that only exists in your brain. Hopefully it's not included with your card in your wallet. So there's no use to rob or steal a piece of plastic, and it's insured even, right? So if we want to go into a lot of detail, we're really rolling with the punches. Even if somebody steals your credit card, uses it online, they can trace it, reverse the funds, and give you back the money. Very difficult, if not impossible, to do that with physical cash, right? Again, it can't be stolen because it doesn't actually physically exist, and it's secured by password. So if you lose it, you can cancel it, right? So that's the explanation. So since digital currency does not physically exist, it is impossible to lose with a wallet or purse. A credit card can simply be replaced by the bank in case of theft or loss, and the funds in the account are secured by the bank and the user's password. Right? So something like that would be a good explanation. Okay, a lot of different ways that you could write that. But since digital currency does not physically exist, it is impossible to lose with a wallet or purse. A credit card can simply be replaced by the bank in case of theft or loss, comma after that, because we're joining another full sentence. And the, not funds, but funds, make sure you make these corrections. Funds in the account are secured by the bank and the user's password, right? So here, that's good enough for the explanation. Again, you could go into more details if you're a fast writer and you still have lots of time, but make sure that you have enough time for some good examples. All right? Can you give me an example of this? Corruption could be reduced if we use digital money, but that would be off topic. I definitely wouldn't start writing about corruption at this point because we didn't really talk about that. Okay, let's see. That would be loose. It's lose. All right. Yeah, you can write Baljeet, my father. I can't remember exactly what you wrote in your essay, Baljeet, because I've looked at a few essays since then. But yeah, you could write my father, my brother. Sure. So something physical, something real. Jeffrey, that's brilliant. I like it. One time I accidentally flushed my credit card in the toilet. It, although it was awkward, it didn't pain me in the sense that I didn't lose any money and I was able to replace it the next day. Sure, yeah, absolutely, okay? Something like that would work. Utsav, where's your example? I didn't see it. It flew past me. Can you copy it in again or can you write it in there again and I'll read it? So practice your examples, girls and guys. Again, they should be real life. They should be with a timestamp. That's a good way to approach it. So yesterday, last year, a month ago, okay? It's not bad. It happens all the time. People flush their wallets and their cell phones all the time, I think, Jeffrey. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. And it's interesting. And interesting examples are good. They get points. Believe it or not, the quality of your writing does matter, especially when you're pushing an 8 or a 9 on the IELTS. Okay? Baljeet, that would be good for body paragraph 1 for being convenient, but I wouldn't use it for safe. Your example should be indicative of your key point. Your key point here is safety. It's not convenience. That example, Baljeet, would go into body paragraph 1. Okay, Amar Wadi, again, that example is for body paragraph 1, not for body paragraph 2. Body paragraph 2 is about safety. Think simple, girls and guys. Think simple. In one case, I had my wallet stolen when I traveled to Spain. Although it was inconvenient, I did not, don't use contractions in academic IELTS, I did not suffer much of a loss because it had no cash in it, just cards. I called the bank the next day and had them replaced. Okay, so keep your thoughts simple. Okay, Vandana, there you go. I think you were maybe reading my mind because it's a similar kind of example. So recently I went for a conference at Delhi and misplaced my wallet carrying my debit card. Thanks to the digital format, I could use online banking and got the card replaced within a week. Absolutely. So that would be a good example for the topic of this body paragraph. Girls and guys, don't confuse your example with your previous body paragraph, okay? Make sure that it backs up or supports the topic of the same body paragraph, okay? Yeah, Jubilant, that would be okay. Absolutely. Because if you tear or if you burn paper money, there goes your money, right? It can't be replaced. Yeah, for instance, I lost my wallet the other day at the supermarket with all my cards. I didn't worry too much. Remember, don't use contractions. I did not worry too much. I just had to call my bank and block my cards. Sure, so all of those. So now you're coming up with some good, solid examples there. Okay, and then here, we have the conclusion. Just before I do the conclusion, notice here that I did refer to cash again. So I did not suffer much of a loss because it had no cash in it, right? Really painful to lose a wallet that's got a whole bunch of paper money in it. Okay, and then we go to our conclusion paragraph. And the conclusion starts with a restatement of key points. Okay, and here I'll start it off. So clearly, digital money is not, or in conclusion, let's start it with that. Highly recommend using in conclusion. In conclusion for IELTS. In conclusion, in university, your professors, some of them, don't be surprised, will ask you not to use in conclusion because it's a waste of time. We know it's your conclusion when it's your last paragraph, but that's university or college. In IELTS, you should use in conclusion. They like that. So in conclusion, digital money is not only more secure than cash, but also more convenient. Okay. Could I say convenient another way? So here I'm restating, I'm paraphrasing my key points. In conclusion, digital money is not only more secure, so instead of safe, I'm saying more secure to paraphrase that key point than cash, but also more convenient. Could I say something different? Yeah, handy would be a good one. Sure, let's take that. Okay, so this is where synonyms paraphrasing come in handy. Handy is good. Flexible, Lytton, would be a good one as well. Okay, now I restate my argument strongly. Therefore, I truly believe that it is high time to do away with paper currency. Okay? And then, what's the last part of your conclusion? So in conclusion, digital money is not only more secure than cash, but also handier. It's going to ask me to change the grammar there. But also handier. Therefore, I truly believe that it is high time to do away with paper currency. Because it's handier. When you can do an ER type modifier, Baljit, then you have to use the ER, right? So you don't say more safe, you have to say safer. Okay, safer is the correct grammar rather than more safe. Okay, Manisha, that's right, the take-home message. So a good essay should always give some kind of a clear value to the reader. And the clear value is some kind of a message that your reader can take home with them and use in their everyday life or hold with them in their mind and say, hey, that was good advice that I'm going to adapt in my thinking. So the last part of an essay, in most cases, will be some type of a take-home message. Sometimes people will also call this, writers will call it a purpose. The purpose of your message. Okay? So, what could be a good take-home message here? So after this whole essay, after talking about, hey, it's time to end paper money, let's stick to just digital, it's better, it works better, what could be the take-home message. And keep it something simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay? It's your take-home message. It shouldn't be a new piece of information. It should not be a new argument. It should be directly related to your essay, something that can be clearly understood from your essay, and something that has real-world value to your reader. What is a take-home message in this case that the reader can take with them? More, why do you like it? It's not too late to transfer to digital money and enjoy life. Sure. Digitalization is truly making our lives convenient. Yeah, it's okay. I will continue to use digital money and avoid paper money whenever possible, Baljit. Yeah, that's okay. I'm still looking for something with a little bit more punch. Although paper money cannot be replaced as soon as possible, it will one day disappear. Navaraj, it's a little bit awkward. Also careful using will and jumping into the future. Don't use your, Utsav, in the essay. Your is a second person voice. Don't use you or your, okay? In order to keep life simple, convenient, and safe, go digital. That would be good, okay? In order to keep life simple, convenient, and safe, go digital. Okay? Yeah, that could be a great take-home message. It's simple, it's to the point, it summarizes the essay, and it gives an indirect advice to all readers. So the only modification that I did there, Utsav, is I took out the word your. Okay? And notice the difference. So notice when I take out your, it generalizes the message to all people, to all readers. Okay? Not long after converting to digital currency, living standards can certainly be enhanced with the use of digital money. Lee Kayin, that is an okay message. Just careful because we didn't talk about living standards so much. Okay, so living standards is not in our essay as a point. It's kind of going into another idea. I would be careful to avoid that. You have less tension or you have less stress if you're using digital currency. Again, we don't talk about tension or stress, Pachu. All right, girls and guys, let's review the essay from the beginning. Let's read it over, make sure it makes sense, make sure it's of high quality, make sure we can get that IELTS band 7.5 at least. Money has been an integral part of society for millennia and has changed from gold to cash to digital currency. Money serves as an important tool in society to give equality in the exchange process of goods and services. Society has always emphasized the development of new monetary mediums to improve the safety and usability of currency. Today, some people believe that paper money should become obsolete, and it ought to be replaced by... I think Baljit, my camera agrees with you. It's also going to sleep, but I'll finish the essay here anyhow. Here we go. All right, so let's keep going here. Let's review this. Sorry about that unexpected interruption there. The reason I'm reviewing this, by the way, girls and guys, I know it might be redundant for some of you watching the whole lesson, but at home you should get into the habit of always reviewing your essays. And if you have an extra 2 or 3 minutes on the IELTS, you shouldn't just look at the ceiling. You should definitely reread your essay and look for mistakes, okay? All right, some people believe that paper money should become obsolete and it ought to be replaced by digital currency worldwide. I too believe that a purely digital cash society is the way of the future because virtual currency is more convenient and safe. Digital money empowers the user to access any amount of their funds either in a physical shop or online. A person can use a plastic card or a password to access their bank accounts and make purchase for desired services or products. For instance, I bought an online IELTS course yesterday with my Visa card, and this would simply not be possible with paper money. This is one of two reasons that I think digital money should completely replace minted currency. Digital currency is much less susceptible to loss or theft than paper money. Since digital currency does not physically exist, it is impossible to lose with a wallet or purse. A credit card can simply be replaced by the bank in case of theft or loss, and the funds in the account are secured by the bank and the user's password. In one case, I had my wallet stolen when I traveled to Spain. Although it was inconvenient, I did not suffer much of a loss because it had no cash in it, just cards. I called the bank the next day and had them replaced. In conclusion, digital money is not only more secure than cash, but also handier. Therefore, I truly believe that it is high time to do away with paper currency. In order to keep life simple, convenient, and safe, go digital. Okay, so that is your essay. There's a bit of redundancy in this essay. I might want to improve on that if I want to get a really high score, but you will definitely still get well over 7, even 7.5 with this essay. The essay has 258 words plus my instructions, so it's probably a little bit short. It's around 240 words or so without my instructions. But like I say, quality is important, more important than quantity. Okay, girls and guys, I hope that makes sense. I hope you got some good advice from this lesson on how you should approach your Task 2 essay, especially when the question is asking you, what do you believe and why? All right? Make sure to practice at home. Again, I definitely recommend you to check out our websites. If you like them, join them. I'm sure you'll benefit. And don't forget, check out our app in your Google App Store, Academic IELTS Help. There's some great help there for you. All right? Any questions, anybody, before we say goodbye, c'est la vie, for the weekend? Cash Curious, there's lots of writing tips that I just shared with you, and if those weren't enough, check out some of the other videos on our channel. There are lots more tips there and strategies on how you can master these essay questions as well as Task 1, okay? Bishal, you should not use contractions in writing Task 1 or 2, especially on academic IELTS. So don't write can't, write cannot, okay? Next class will be Monday. Baljit, I think we have one for Wednesday. Monday morning is very busy for me, so Monday won't work. Maybe Tuesday. If you have a question, just send it to me, and probably Tuesday I can do a sponsor class, okay? You are very, very welcome, Lytton. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a great weekend. If some of you are writing IELTS exams this weekend, then I'll keep my fingers crossed that you do well and get a nice high score. I wish you all a wonderful night. For those of you who are in a country where it's late, if it's even later, have a great sleep. And if it's in the morning where you're at, then have a great rest of your day. Bye for now, everybody. See you on Monday, 16:30 CET time. Much love. Peace out.